think that there's solid other avenues that we can pursue.
You want to come back around now?
Yeah. I was comfortable there.
Okay, Julio, the question was subject of wind farms. Prior to that, we spoke for a minute about the ban on oil drilling and whether that's proper, so I'm going to give you a two for you. You talk a little bit about your position on oil drilling, and second, what do you think about the alternative of wind farms being out offshore? So go ahead.
First of all, we are reminded of the state representative in District 117 running for Senate District 36. I have been opposed to the oil drilling, completely opposed to oil drilling. And on the wind issues, anything that's an alternative, any other type of ideas, absolutely supportive of that thing. As long as I don't, you want me to stand up?
Be loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can everyone hear me?
Maybe you should
All right, here we
sitting
go.
on the table.
I have been opposed to the oil drilling situation simply because there are no safety measures, and Florida's coasts are beaches. Someday they want to find a way to drill 50 miles out there, and find a way to make it absolutely secure. We'll look at it. But for right now, I am opposed to the drilling. An alternative idea is absolutely supportive.
We'll go back to a question. The hometown amendment, good, bad, or ugly, what do you think?
Is that for?
Amendment 4.
I actually got to tell you something. Coming from local government, I have huge problems with it, not because of the concept, but because of the fiscal impact on it that it will put on the voter every time they decide to put a major project like that out. I think it goes to the work when they do a massive change in the city's land development codes and so forth. You're going to have to put it to the voter. It's going to be an incredibly expensive ordeal. So I am not supportive of that for that particular reason. And I also think that it creates a problem for future, progress in things. And it's really interesting because I'm one that always supports citizens' initiatives, want the voters to have a say, but again, if it's on the ballot, I am not in support of it because of the fiscal impact that it puts on people.
So far, we have exact opposites on all questions.
Well,
Even though they're different offices.
not really, because we have common interest on the oil. One oil. As far as the wind farm, I'll explain to you. You know what a wind farm is, the water looks like. When you have a moisture well. So that would be just as much as an intrusion. Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's talk about a recent controversy relative to large electric signboards downtown near the Performing Arts Center. But add to that billboards, and there is a compact that the FDOT signed years ago that prohibited billboards that are closer than 660 feet from the interstate. And billboards have been proliferated everywhere in Dade County. So do you think, and I'll start with Julio this time, I'm going to rotate your start. Do you think that the FDOT should get more aggressive in trying to prohibit those billboards?
First of all, I think it's local control. It should give the local government to have a say on that. We are starting to regulate too much on one end, and you got the cities trying to do their own thing. So I'd rather leave that to local control than cities to decide.
Well, once again, I think we have opposite sides right here. I think that's pollution. That's really pollution. As far as some of those, some of them are very pretty to get a I just got off here. They have a beautiful, like a big TV screen right here on 8th Street and 4th Avenue. Beautiful. You know what? You drive up 90 hours and see on both sides. You don't only see these signs, these buildings, these banners hanging from the buildings. Which, to me, even from the point of view of fire safety, to me, it would be a fire hazard. So I'm not a big fan. I think that the zoning in the city, you got some taste. In Miami Beach, I'm sure you can probably tell you we eliminated all billboards. Actually, we even eliminated the rolling billboards.
Are we talking about the power from state versus government, or do we support the signage?
No, the question is really that, should FDOT enter into this fight?
That's the question. That's the question,
Oh,
not whether you support it or not.
But the thing about the signs can also be very distracting. It can be a safety issue with the highway. So,
Let me be clear, because the question asked is, should FDOT, and again, I like to empower local government. The situation is, do I support? That might be a better question. Do I like all of the large signage? I come from a small city. We had a sign ordinance that kept it clean. So let me be clear. I'm for keeping it clean on the large number of signs and signage. I don't want to turn South Florida into New York City, with all respect. So it's two different ways to ask that question. You ask me about state versus city, I support local ordinance, but on the issue of having that massive type of signage, no, I'm not in favor. It's popping up on every side of every building, and I think that's getting to be a little obnoxious. And that's why we have billboards, which have also been something that we have a local control versus a state-regulated industry. But
Let me
it's
push
not
a
much
little harder.
different.
The specific question is, should DOT fight the billboards along the expressways and the interstates?
I think that the argument that the manufacturers that provide billboards are using is that the city someone is right to regulate the action on those roads. And if that happens, then the FDOT can be doing to us.
So you're saying that you think FDOT should be more
Absolutely, because, what they're using to fight the cities, is that, the FDOT should be in charge of those, it's in charge of the signs. So, if they're, you want to bear argument on that?
And the way I see it is FDOT has power over a particular area along these highways. Cities have their own power. What's happening is you've got Tallahassee or state at times regulating even what cities are doing. That's what I'm saying. We've got state government overseeing, local government control. For this stuff, there's signage within cities and along the side of buildings and these new massive things that they approve. That is something the local government needs to be involved in and keep the state along the side of the roads and the billboards on the side of the road. Make sure that we, do not mix them together.
Well, the problem is when you get into the urban area, where's the dividing line? When you get into an urban area, if you are on the road in the country, it's fine. When you're here on 79th Street and you look at the Holiday Inn on there and you see a banner for, whatever. So that's, somebody's got to regulate that law. If the city's not going to do it. And oftentimes, we are asking Tallahassee to fix things that the problem originates in the city. Keep that in mind, like taxes. Come on.
Let's stay on the question. We're talking about the economy. Everybody is scared stiff. Unemployment is stagnant at best. Real estate is going to hell. We could give a whole parade of horribles. What, in a very concise statement, should the state do to try to jumpstart our economy? And I'll start with Luis this time. 2 minutes.
I think that the state should give incentive to small businesses. I think the state should roll back a lot of the user fees. The better work, another workers' taxes that we passed in the last 2 elections to incentivize some economy. With that said, I think that this is a national problem, and I think the biggest problem we have is the amount of upside-down mortgages that we have in this country right now. And again, up to the time that we can incentivize the real estate market, the economy is going to remain stagnant. I think the banks got to be brought into the picture, and mortgage should be adjusted to the real value of the property. Up to that happens, we're going to be stagnant, regardless of the state does.
We tend to agree. The state needs to provide incentives, not only for the big companies. The problem with Tallahassee, folks, is that we do a lot for the big companies, but we forget that our backbone are the small mom and pop businesses. And And that's where we need to be offering incentives, and whether it's tax incentives or some kind of tax break, whatever it may be, for the small mom and pops that will want to come here and create a opportunity for jobs, because that's what we're looking for. That's where the state needs to do it, and there has to be incentives. We throw a lot of money at a lot of things, but we need to create those incentives in order to bring the small mom and pops and the larger ones, which have always been catered to, basically have been at times well represented, but not the little guy that has an idea about opening up a little business. And those are the ones that I think we need to spend some time in. Real estate, let's talk about real estate. We need to make sure that we continue. For instance, I had some legislation this year. I don't know how many people here live in condominiums, but we had a problem where condos are basically, the lights out. You see how many empty units we have here in Florida. What I did this year, we were able to amend it to a bill because this one bill that Representative Bogdanoff had became the train bill for condos. We were able to put something on there called bulk buying. Louis supported that also.
Well, we were
Co-sponsoring that. And let me tell you what that did. You got to move real estate in order to move the economy. Real estate starts moving, units are sold, and they can start building again, and we can jumpstart the whole entire situation. What we did is, we wondered why all these units were empty in this area. And what we found out was that if you were an investor and you wanted to come to Florida and buy all these empty units, 84,000 to be exact, that are sitting here, and you wanted to buy 7 units or more, you automatically became what they call a successor developer. That means that if you've got money and you want to buy 7 units, now you're stuck being responsible for the workmanship of the building that the original developer had. Unfair to investors. What we did this year is we made an investor an investor. This passed, it's been signed into law, that says you can buy 770 or 700 units, and you're only going to be responsible for yours. The original developer of the building is still on the hook. You can sue them for workmanship. So nobody got a free ride or nobody got off the hook, but we gave an investor a chance to buy. And to end, read the Herald, read what's going on. All of a sudden, you got tons of people buying up all these empty units that have been sitting around forever, creating a problem for the rest of those who live there, who every month had to pay more and more. Those are the kind of ideas that you have to come up with to jumpstart that. The good news is that now that these units are starting to move, believe it or not, we've got developers who are saying we may actually be able to start some additional projects.
If we don't see unemployment start to come down in the next 6 months, do you think a program like the WPA, where government simply puts people to work, makes any sense? Or what would you do specifically if we don't start to see unemployment come down?
Well,
he went first. Let me go first on that. Let me tell you about that. What I have an issue with is when you say that government puts people to work. I want the private sector to put people to work. Our job is not to be government putting people to work. I don't want anybody to work and live off government. I want people to work. My job as an elected official is, I want to be very clear, is to create incentives for the private sector to then create the jobs we have. The day that people, let me tell you, this is my opinion, when you got people nowadays that want to, more than ever, work for government more than they want to work for the private sector, something is absolutely wrong. And that is my opinion. So we want to make sure that we create the incentives so that the private sector succeeds and that will be the base of employment. I don't want to create any more government jobs. So we want to be very, very clear with that.
Well, I echo Julio. They're not a big fan of government as a big brother. Some form of privatization of some services have to happen. There's no economy. Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? That's my director, my producer is back there telling me I'm making too loud. So anyway, government cannot be the largest employer on any state or city or whatever. It just can't happen. It's not the way our economy is based on. We need to incentivize the private sector. We need to incentivize the small business. That's the backbone of our economy.
Let's move on to healthcare. budget keeps getting cut, state level,